Welcome back. It's time for part two of our online virtual retreat. In this segment, we're going to seek inspiration using an art form. Today, I'm going to use a photograph, but you can use a painting or a statue or some other kind of art form. I just chose a photograph for today. This discipline is similar to what we just practiced in part one, seeking inspiration through reading. Again, we're going to be using our sense of vision, but we're going to be looking at a picture instead of words this time. This is a modified, simplified form of what is called Visio Divina, which is Latin for sacred looking. Again, this is a discipline, so if you don't pick up on it right away, don't worry. It's one of those things you have to practice. It takes some time, but the benefits are well worthwhile. These are ancient spiritual discipline tools that have a lot to speak to us today about our lives today. And it doesn't matter what we're going through or who we are or where we are. These tools can help us make sense of what we're going through, give us hope for tomorrow, help us with relationships, help us make decisions. These are very useful, manageable tools. They can help us grow spiritually. That's what they've been used for centuries. So I'm going to share a photograph with you. Just hold it up so you can see it on the screen for a couple of minutes. I want you to initially look over the whole photograph. Look at everything in the photograph. Notice as much as you can about it. And then seek a focal point. Is there something in that photograph that's captured your attention? Let that part of the picture be your focal point. Don't try and take on the whole picture, just one part of it. And then in silence, allow yourself to just sit with that focal point, looking at it. And then close your eyes and picture it. Just be in silence about it. Allow yourself to be open to whatever Spirit might want to share with you through that focal point. As you sit with it, you might ask yourself, what is that thing saying to me about my life? Or what could it say to me about a relationship I'm dealing with? What about an issue you're struggling with or a decision that you face? What could God have to say to me through that object? What does it say to me about my need to be refreshed? What does it say to me about growth? Give yourself all the time you need. Again, I encourage you to jot down words, ideas, thoughts that come to you. And if you need more time than I allow before I break back in to talk with you, just pause the video, give yourself more time. Usually what happens when people are new to these kinds of exercises is they try to get through it too quickly. And I'm not allowing much time. The more you do it, the more time you will give yourself. Before we begin, again, I encourage you to take a deep breath. Allow God to calm your mind. Let go of expectations. Let yourself be open to God's leading. Here is our picture. Let's see if I can get this so you can see. There we go. Well, let's move on. I hope you found inspiration through this picture. If this was a new experience for you, I hope you were able to stick with it. I held the image on screen for about 3 minutes. And if you're not used to sitting in the silence, 3 minutes is a long time. Just to show you the variety of options you can use, I have a picture I think I'm going to share with you that I discovered online quite a while ago. Um, I think it will be an interesting one to use with this process we just did. I haven't done that yet, but we just had Star Wars Day just a couple days ago. So here you go. This should be a fun one to spend time with someday. If you look online, you will literally find tons and tons of options for paintings and photographs to do Visio Divina with or seeking inspiration through art. You have pictures at home from something you've got hanging on the wall to advertisements in magazines. But the next step in this process I want to introduce you to, but we're not going to actually do this together as part of this retreat, but I want you to know about it and think about it. And that is learning to look at everything with spiritual vision, with spiritual eyes. In this, you would just go outside. You don't have to get in the car, go to a park. Just go outside. Go out your front door, your back door. Look out a window. What do you see? A tree? Ants? You might be looking up. You might be looking down at the ground. Do you see a flower poking up through dead leaves? The point is to take your time and look at it with spiritual eyes. May you learn to allow yourself to be open to God's inspiration through small things as well as big things. May you always be blessed through the gifts of your senses. Well, this concludes part 2 of our virtual retreat. Next up in part 3 is a guided meditation. I hope you will join me.